Hello, I'm Heather Dawson, and welcome to California Life. As always, we bring you the best of California every week on our show. So are you ready for some football? Well, the Super Bowl has basically turned into another holiday. And as we head toward the big game, let's see what all the fuss is about.
They say today's a national holiday. Isn't they? Maybe it's a Seattle holiday and a Denver holiday, but for the rest of you, it's a day of watching a team that's not your team playing the biggest game of the year. That's rough. That's like going to prom and seeing that girl you love and watching her dance with some guy who isn't you. Some guy named Sean. For 4 hours. And there are stats on Sean, and breakdowns of Sean's moves, and highlights of Sean, and Sean in really slow motion. But this isn't prom. This is football. And you're watching some other team get lucky. Today's not a holiday for you. Somebody stole your holiday. You need to take it back. And you can. Hop on TurboTax, click on Federal Free Edition, answer some questions about yourself, and before you know it, you could be holding the biggest check of your year. And that day is your day. Not Seattle's, not Denver's, and not Sean's. Intuit TurboTax.
Radio Shack? Okay.
What?
The 80s called. They want their store back.
It's time for a new Radio Shack. Come see what's possible when we do things together.
You're too late.
And after the break, we catch up with this year's halftime sensation and my girl's personal favorite, Katy Perry.
By Jacques Lubin and his partners in 1990, Inkplan USA has helped thousands of entrepreneurs to form legal entities throughout the world. Our clients have also made productive use of the various services that we offer: initial company registrations, bank consulting, virtual office services, and more. Inkplan's clientele continues to grow primarily from customer referrals. We are affiliated with Corporate Holding Services, a highly respected Delaware firm that advises large U.S. and international corporations. Want a more attractive smile? Discover Smile Simplicity Veneers. Porcelain veneer shields that transform your smile. Without pain, without needles, and without removing any of your sensitive tooth structure. Whiten, reshape, and straighten your smile painlessly.
I would definitely recommend Smile Simplicity to everyone.
For free information about Smile Simplicity, call 1-888-543-1143 or visit smilesimplicity.com.
California Life brings you the best of California. I'm Heather Dawson, the host of California Life. Tune in to California Life in your city or watch us online at californialifehd.com. Well, he's one of the most famous coaches of the NFL, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Coach Pete Carroll about his contributions off the field right here in California.
In Pete Carroll's 9th season as head coach of the USC Trojans, he's already faced disappointing loss, leaving many California residents wondering what the future holds for the one-time champions. Well, as Pete Carroll learned a long time ago, it all depends on how you look at it.
I kind of living my life day to day thinking something good is just about to happen, you know. So I mean, that's about as upbeat and positive as I can see it. I don't mean it to be that way. That's just the way I've kind of grown up.
Peter Clay Carroll grew up in a suburb of San Francisco, California. His father, Jim, was a liquor salesman, and his mother, Rita, a homemaker and an incurable optimist.
My mom was so supportive. I always look back to, and she always was kind of directing me towards the good things and the things that we could do. And you know, I had such a great support system, and I think that kind of kept things in line for me.
Carroll earned his bachelor's degree in Northern California at Pacifica University, where his performance as starting free safety also earned him a spot on the All-Pacific Coast football team. Twice. After college, Carroll spent a year trying out for the now-defunct World Football League in his hometown of San Francisco. He didn't make the team. Carroll realized that his athleticism would not be his ticket to success and decided to return to Pacifica University as an assistant coach while earning his master's degree in physical education. Then, in 1977, a 26-year-old Pete Carroll took on a defensive coaching job at the University of Arkansas under legendary head coach Lou Holtz. A year later, he headed to Iowa State to work with another coaching great, Earl Bruce, who Carroll followed to Ohio State the following year. After nearly 20 years in various assistant coaching positions, including stints in the NFL with Buffalo, Minnesota, and New York, in 1994, Carroll finally received his first NFL head coaching position for the New York Jets, an opportunity that proved disappointing. He was fired after only one season.
The occurrences have never knocked me down, and they've never kept me down, and I think that's all goes way back to the home.
Home, San Francisco, Carroll's next stop after being let go by New York. He moved back for 2 years and found success as an assistant with the 49ers. Carroll then spent 2 years as head coach in New England, where he still holds the franchise's second-best winning percentage. His next move would be life-changing. On December 15, 2000, Pete Carroll took the job that would make him a Southern California icon and a two-time national champion, head coach of the USC Trojans. He'd found a way to channel his high energy and optimistic approach, creating an atmosphere for his players that would inspire success. Carroll describes the process.
An empowerment process that really is trying to build people up to become the best that they can. And so all of that just doesn't have any room for negativity. It doesn't have any room for going, looking at the dark side of things. And so that's just kind of the environment and the culture that we've created here, and it's served us very well.
In 2001, Carroll found a way to bring his team's environment of hope to the streets of South Central Los Angeles with a program called A Better LA. It's a nonprofit committed to supporting Los Angeles communities and redirecting gang members from negative to positive activities and positive visions for their future.
I go in with people that, in the different areas that are familiar with the area so that we can meet people. Basically, we listen. More than anything, we listen, and hear out, what's going on and what's up, and just in our presence and as we hear things, we figure out ways that we might be able to connect this or that and make things move.
The program also brings young people from inner city neighborhoods to USC to meet the players and find encouragement to move into productive lifestyles and careers. Carroll says his players love it as much as the kids do.
And they look into the eyes of those kids, and obviously our kids feel kind of their situation a little bit, and they can they look back to when they were kids, and they see it. So they make a good effort to connect with them and bring a little bit of fun, a little bit of joy, and a little bit of hope that maybe someday they could be in a situation somewhat like this.
Pete Carroll is always scouting, if not for athletic prowess, then for motivated members of the community to help lead the effort to focus energies away from crime and gangs and on to improving their lives, which in many cases means avoiding a statistical probability of death or prison.
The great ones always are the ones with the greatest will and the greatest desire to prove who they are and to compete on a regular basis.
Competing to improve, be it on the field or on the streets. Pete Carroll just keeps looking ahead, not just thinking something good is about to happen, but making it happen. For California Life, I'm Tom Sparks.
And as we continue our special football episode, we highlight my favorite part, the commercials and entertainment. This year, it's all about Katy Perry.
By Jacques Lubin and his partners in 1990, Inc. Plan USA has helped thousands of entrepreneurs to form legal entities throughout the world. Our clients have also made productive use of the various services that we offer: initial company registrations, bank consulting, virtual office services, and more. Inc. Plan's clientele continues to grow primarily from customer referrals. We are affiliated with Corporate Holding Services, a highly respected Delaware firm that advises large U.S. and international corporations.
Have you ever wanted to be a mermaid? Check out The Two Tails, a company specializing in mermaid tails of various colors. From deep sea blue to shimmering white, not just tails, but accessories, wall clocks, swimsuits, and mermaid hair. Tails are made of spandex nylon and fitted with a monofin, so it can propel you through the water like a real mermaid. Because they're made with so much stretch, they're one size fits most. Check out thetwotails.com and be the mermaid you've always dreamed of.
Want a more attractive smile? Discover Smile Simplicity Veneers. Porcelain veneer shields that transform your smile. Without pain, without needles, and without removing any of your sensitive tooth structure. Whiten, reshape, and straighten your smile painlessly.
I would definitely recommend Smile Simplicity to everyone.
For free information about Smile Simplicity, call 1-888-543-1143 or visit smilesimplicity.com.
California Life brings you the best of California. Dawson, the host of California Life. Tune in to California Life in your city or watch us online at californialifehd.com. She had the most viewed video on YouTube and is now taking center stage at the Super Bowl. Let's check in with Katy Perry.
Hi, I'm Katy Perry, pop star. Welcome to my halftime show testing facility. We're testing lots of things here today. I've got some insane ideas this year. Like, what if we covered the stadium in glitter, but the glitter was edible? So we're working on this new drum solo technology. Pretty advanced. Faster! Ah! Send him back to space. It's here! They said that these things were extinct, but I found one online. I said Pegasus, not unicorn! Huh. Just doesn't feel dangerous enough. Could we wrap me in bacon?
Yeah, bacon.
Great. This halftime show is gonna be crazy. I got my time machine, bringing in my very special guests. My dancers, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and kittens! Oh, this is great. But we're gonna need like 1,000 of them. Check out what I am gonna wear. Thank you. It's here. Holy halftime show. Baby, you're a firework. See me at the Pepsi Super Bowl 49 halftime show.
The start of a new year means many of us are making renewed efforts to be healthy. Starting an exercise program and eating a healthier diet are the most common New Year's resolutions. But experts say there's one area of your health that often gets overlooked: your digestive health.
I feel like our digestive tract is really one of the cornerstones of our overall health and our overall well-being. If you're not feeling well in terms of your stomach, or if you're having symptoms like bloating or gas or diarrhea, it can really impact your life negatively.
Those digestive issues could be a sign of a bigger problem, but oftentimes people either ignore those symptoms or they're just too embarrassed to talk about them with their doctor.
Your doctor is not a mind reader, and you really need to help them help you, and that means really giving them all the information that they need. They have definitely heard it all before. It's not a place to be embarrassed. You really have to feel comfortable sharing everything, because ultimately that's how you're going to get the best care. And whether it's writing things down so you can look at the paper if you're too embarrassed to look at your doctor, make sure you get that information out there. Don't be shy or embarrassed, because it could help you diagnose a serious condition that needs to be treated.
If you're experiencing digestive problems, one of the possible causes is a condition known as exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
What that means is the pancreas is not producing enough digestive enzymes, these enzymes that help us normally digest our food. So if you're not producing enough of those enzymes, you will experience diarrhea, bloating, abdominal pain, gas, maybe even some weight loss. And it's often associated with other conditions that affect the pancreas, such as chronic pancreatitis, for example. The symptoms can be subtle or confused with a lot of other GI conditions, so it's really important to talk to your doctor and get to the bottom of it.
And it was those unpleasant symptoms that first sent Julie Dubois to see her doctor.
The symptoms that I experienced personally were pain after I was eating, and bloating, abdominal pain, diarrhea. I would even have to schedule bathroom breaks around my ballet classes, for example. So it was starting to affect my lifestyle a lot.
Once being diagnosed with EPI, it took Julie about 6 months to get the symptoms under control. Now she tries things like exercise, reducing stress, and keeping a food diary to help improve her digestive health.
It's helpful to keep a food journal, not just writing down what you eat, but actually keeping symptom logs. So if you eat a food and then you have certain symptoms after you eat that food, that's helpful information to share with your doctor. Also, getting enough sleep is really important. I find that if I don't get enough sleep, my GI system goes all haywire. So those are certain things that help me and can help most people with their GI health.
So as you make changes to improve your health this year, make sure you pay special attention to your digestive health. To get more information about EPI, talk to your doctor or go to identifyepi.com. I'm David Wiley for California Life.
For me, the Morrow Institute and the staff that work at the Morrow Institute are like family, and to me that's really important.
Hollywood British actress Victoria Summer tells California Life HD she will definitely go the distance when it comes to skincare, and that's why she travels to the most incredible spa-like center in Rancho Mirage.
It's very tranquil and peaceful here, and I live a really busy life in Los Angeles. I'm driving my car all the time, so to come to Palm Springs and to come and have a facial or to come and just relax for a while here, it's really good rejuvenation.
Renowned facial cosmetic surgeon Dr. David Morrow is the heart and soul of this special place. Established in 1988, the Morrow Institute offers expert treatment for skin health, beauty, and rejuvenation. Patients from around the world receive personalized care and natural-looking results.
I think about it all the time. I like to make it as good as it can possibly be.
A diplomat of the American Board of Cosmetic Surgery, today Dr. Morrow has become the patient's choice for skin and facial rejuvenation, earning 3 consecutive Patient's Choice Awards. His years of innovation also earned him the selection as one of the world's top 100 cosmetic surgeons.
I adore him. For me, you can go on the internet and research skin. You can go on the internet and research dermatologists. And you can get all sorts of different opinions. And for me, Dr. Morrow is somebody I can put my faith in and my trust, that if I ask him to give me an advice on something, that it's the right thing to do.
The philosophy of the Morrow Institute is taking care of people. That's the first priority. We take care of our patients and we take care of each other. We try to establish an environment of respect and love for each other and for each person who comes to visit us.
When you come to the Morrow Institute, you'll see that it's a very professional environment and all the staff are busy like little elves working.
Dr. Morrow has always been inspired to develop new procedures, techniques, and even the most amazing skincare line. Morrow, MD.
I like telling patients there is no magic. If you have a problem, you have a problem.
I feel that I really trust Dr. Morrow and his skincare line, and whatever he advises me has always been successful. As you can see, I have very fair skin. I go on set and I use makeup every day. So it's important to me to be able to really cleanse my skin well and also to replenish it. The best product that I use is the glycolic scrub, which I use morning and night. Then I apply the C serum. I use the retinol at night. I use the Morrow MD skin line. I've used it for the last 3 years and I love it.
Bringing you the best of California, I'm Georgette Copes in Rancho Mirage.
It's a disease that strikes nearly 60,000 every year, but all too often many never understand or know its effects. But thanks to a new initiative from the Michael J. Fox Foundation's Partners in Parkinson's, a new and greater awareness is now being spread about the effects of Parkinson's disease. Here to give us more insight is Dr. Irene Richard and Parkinson's patient David Rhodes. Thank you two for joining us.
Nice to be here.
Thank you.
Dr. Richard, give us an overview of what Parkinson's disease is and how it affects the body.
Okay, so Parkinson's disease, it is a neurological condition. So it's a progressive disorder that affects the brain, and in fact, second only to Alzheimer's disease in that sense. And it can cause, the main problem is with the control of movement. So people will often have slowness and difficulty initiating movement. They can have a stiffness, and they will often have a tremor, so an involuntary kind of a shaking movement. As the disease progresses, people will also develop some problems with their walking so that they can have more shuffling steps and they can have problems with balance.
So what you've just described is what's considered some of the more common symptoms of Parkinson's disease?
That's right. I think that those are the common motor symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Specifying motor only because what we're realizing now is that Parkinson's disease, although it is within the realm of movement disorder specialists and although it does affect motor function, it also does affect other areas of brain function, and so that includes, for example, emotion. So people get depression and anxiety. It can sometimes affect cognition, so variably, but some people can have some problems with memory, and it can affect things as unusual, it would seem, as sense of smell, which actually it had happened. Was one of the things that had happened with David.
Now, who is the most at risk for getting Parkinson's?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that what I could say is that the risk increases as people get older. And the other thing is that it's a bit more common in men than women. The other factors that would put one at increased risk, there are certain genetic forms of Parkinson's disease. So among people with those genetic disorders, they would be at increased risk, although in general, we don't consider it to be really a classic kind of familial disorder, though probably if somebody has a first-degree relative, so meaning a brother or a father or mother, or they might be at a slightly increased risk.
David, you were first diagnosed with Parkinson's at age 62. What were some of the first symptoms that you began to notice in your body that gave you an indication that something was really changing within inside you?
Sure, JR. Well, one of the reasons I went and was diagnosed is I had a problem with my taste and smell that went south on me. I couldn't taste or smell anymore. And I went to an institute where I live close by. There happened to be an institute for people who lose their taste and smell. And through that, we found out one of the meetings I had, because I went through a whole array of doctors, was a neurologist who was able to isolate and said, your problem in taste and smell is you have Parkinson's, and that's how I found out. But there are various ways. But when I found out, then, you go to step 2, what are you going to do now? And one of the things I coined in my exercise program, Parkinson's is progressive, but I'm more aggressive. And I've always tried to live by that motto with my kids, my caregivers, my doctors, and all the other people, because the more positive you are and take steps to make that through exercise, the better off you'll be until they find something that's going to work and eradicate this disease.
Partnersinparkinsons.org is the website to find out more information on this brand new initiative. Dr. Richard and David Rhodes, thank you two for joining us. We wish you all the best.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, you can go to our website, californialifehd.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.